Alright, what is up guys, Sam here, and today we have probably everybody on this channel's favourite video. So this is the what is in my gym bag for 2024. So, starting off the bag, same as last year, we have the Eagle Creek Cargo Hauler 80 litre bag. I believe it's 80 litre. I've always thought it was 60 litre. The 60 litre bag, get that right. Might have to have an 81 for next year. So yeah, same bag as last year and probably same bag as the year before that, to be honest. I just really enjoy using this bag. It is getting a bit cramped in there now, and there's some things missing from the bag which I would like to be able to carry with me. So next year, hopefully, we'll upgrade to maybe an 8 litre bag, but this is big enough. It's probably bigger than most people's bags already as it is, so I'm not sure people will be happy if I upgrade again to a bigger bag. But yeah, it's a great bag, lifetime warranty, zips are all good, it's weatherproof, it's blue sign? It's the eco-friendly certified bag, whatever that comes under. Yeah, it gives you a lot of storage room. I would say ample, but I'm running a bit low now. You get storage at both ends, and then you get your big area in the middle. So you've seen the bag before, so let's get straight into what's inside. So we'll start at the end, and then we'll work our way into the good stuff. So in this end pouch down here, first thing that springs out, which is probably the first thing you need when you get to your session most of the time, is a jump rope. So the jump rope I'm using at the moment is the Tony Jeffries jump rope. I enjoy using it. I'm not the biggest fan. I do prefer your standard cheap nylon ropes, but I'm trying to give it a go, trying to stick with it. But yeah, I'm just not a fan of these thin ropes, to be honest with you. I think I will probably go back to using one of the standard cheap plastic PVC ropes. I just find them more enjoyable, to be honest. They're easier to skip with. They're easier to control. And yeah, while this isn't a bad jump rope, if you enjoy watching Tony Jeffries videos, which if you're watching this, you probably do, by all means give one a go. If you are trying to save some money, but also want to try to give this rope a go, you can get very similar versions on likes of AliExpress. If you are in the market for a jump rope, just buy your cheap $5.99 PVC rope, in my opinion. That's item number one. Stick it down there. Number two, in this end pouch, we have a small first aid kit. This is from Trespass. It's just a cheap first aid kit. 90% of gyms you train at will have a first aid kit, so don't worry about bringing one, but I like to have one in me just in case. I'm a bit of a first aid freak, so I've got first aid kits in all my bags I have, all my vehicles I have, so I keep that in there just in case, you never know, so it's just handy to have something a little bit extra. If you've got like bloody nose, you can just take care of it yourself. You can leave the coaches to doing what they're doing, working with the other fighters and so on. Also, to go in the same sort of situation, tissue. Whether you to blow your nose or to plug a bloody nose, or whatever reason, tissue can come in handy. Also, having your own's nice because you ain't got to walk dripping blood everywhere to the toilets or wherever you have to walk to get some tissue. Then we have, so this little guy is a forearm training exercise ball. So it's just a really squishy rubber ball. The idea is you just grip it to change your forearms. But I quite like it for rolling things out as well. Just kind of like squeeze it in your hands a few times. You can roll up your forearms if they're tight. It's really soft, so it's not going to hurt. You can also throw it on the floor and roll your feet over it. Get some release in your feet. But if you are bored as well, you can just squeeze it. It's meant to train your forearms. I don't really use it for that, but it's just fun to keep in there. You can throw it, you can bounce off stuff. You know, it's just something to throw in there. Next in the end pouch, we have the actual foot peanut ball. I believe it's called a peanut ball. Throw it on the floor, roll your foot over it. You can throw it up against the wall and lean your back on it and like squat up and down. It'll run your back out. You can also lie on it on the floor, but this is really hard, this one. This is like a dog toy almost sort of consistency, so it is quite painful, but it's nice for your feet, to be honest. Boxing boots are really flat. Personally, my feet don't agree with them that much, so it's nice just to have something like that, just to roll your foot over at the end, just kind of release any tension in them. We have some, what are these? Electrolytes. So yeah, after a hard training session, I like to pop one of these just in some water. I think it's like 500 mils of water, drop one in, and it just helps replace things that you would have lost, like the sugars and things in your sweat when you're sweating things out. They're nice to keep in there. I don't always use them, but if I have a particularly hard session or if I've eaten poor throughout a day, if I just haven't consumed enough good stuff in my system and you start cramping up, one of these helps kind of release that. Sometimes I'll pop one in a separate water like halfway through a session if I'm really struggling. It just helps you get them fluids back in you. Basically, it's better than drinking water because it helps replace those things that you've lost. However, just to clarify, I wouldn't drink just that for a session. Definitely water is always on the go. Next up, we have my Safe Draws Gum Shield. Now, this is getting a bit out of date now, to be honest with you. Teeth change. They get grinded down as you get older, and it's probably something that will replace, but it's still really good. It's a custom gum shield, so you send off for it, they send it back. I do wonder if I can chuck this in some like warm water and try and get it to remold a little bit, just to make some little adjustments. It does pinch my teeth a little bit, But yeah, a decent gum shield, definitely. If you need a decent gum shield, not if you need, but you definitely need a decent gum shield for boxing. I would 100% recommend going out and getting a custom one made, especially if you're sparring a lot, like even twice a week. You'll find like a custom gum shield helps it so much easier of keeping it in, being able to breathe with your punches, your flow. Hands down, probably one of the biggest game changers for me in boxing is having a custom made gum shield. So last thing in this kind of like looseness, this loose bit of the pouch is some micro porous tape covered in hair and stuff. So you can use this if you're sparring someone, or if you yourself using lace up gloves, or if someone has a cheaper pair of gloves and the velcro keeps coming loose. Just a bit of this, wrap around, tape it down. It's good for kind of like, it's kind of like a boxer's duct tape. You can just use it for anything. Shoelaces keep coming loose, just wrap them up a little bit. It's just for quick fixes. Headguard straps coming loose, just tape it down, get a coach to do it. But it's nice to have your own. If you know something's going to come loose, do it beforehand, save everyone a bit of time, keeps the session running smooth. So a little bit of micro porous tape, I believe that's called anyway. And then in the end here we have, it's my subs money for class, and 2 of these. So these are what come with the Nike Metcon shoes. So the idea is if you're doing like squats and that, they give you a little lift and they're rock hard to give you more of a solid platform. I don't particularly use these that much, to be honest. They're just thrown in there just because that gym bag's usually in my car, and if I go into the gym or do some squats, I can grab these out if I want them. Don't particularly use them, but they're just in there so I know where they are if I do. And that is it for the end pouch. As you can see, we did fit quite a bit in there. Maybe not as much as usual because I have slimmed down on a few items. There's not as much in here as there usually is. Moving down to the other end of the bag, we have, in this end pouch, we have my boots at the moment, which I'm using the Yami flux capacitors at the moment. I still don't have a complete verdict on these shoes at the moment. They are a little bit odd, a little bit different. Good quality, really, really good quality boots, but I'm still not 100% sure on them yet. So I need to get some more hours in these and really get them broken in fully, see what they're about. And on the inside, I do have a couple of these little moisture bags, basically, that help absorb the sweat and things out, stop things going smelly. Because also, if you're training, throwing things straight in your bag, all that moisture is sitting in there, and it's going to make things basically break down quicker. It's all bacteria and things like that. So a couple of these in there just to help your gear last a little bit longer. But yeah, so I will have a review out of these pretty soon. So I've done a few sessions of them now, but I'm not 100% on them. The main thing for me that I find odd is the shank plate they put in. As you can see, the angle of the toe, I'm not sure you can quite see it on there. It's quite steep and it's actually quite firm. So when you step in them, your foot doesn't immediately go flat. Definitely hold your toes up. And obviously boxing, you're supposed to be on your toes, which I thought, that'd be a really good sort of thing to keep you up there. But it feels pretty strange to me. So we'll see how we get on with those. And then on to the main event, which is the big pocket, I guess you want to call it. The main portion of the bag. So as you open it up, it is rammed full at the moment. And I am missing some gear, which I would like to put in here, but can't at the moment. So first thing at the top, you can see we'll go with the mitts. These are the Rival RPM 80 Impulse Punch mitts. I have written on them left and right, just because it helps the pad inside kind of conform to which side they're on, because obviously left hand and right hand are very different. When you don't have mitts that are specifically left or right hand sided, it's nice to put them on them. Helps them conform to one side of your hand. I like these mitts. They're small, they're easy to throw in your bag, but they're not the smallest mitts. They're not like those tiny micro mitts that have like zero padding in, because when you're training at the gym, you might be partnered with a lightweight one week, then a light heavyweight next week on mitts, depending on who shows up. So it's nice to have something that's got like enough impact protection, but it's also light enough, small enough to throw in your bag. So these kind of fit a category for me, to be honest. And I've had them a while. They've held up nicely. Some of the marking is starting to go on the padding, but they've held up really well. I can't complain. And they just, to be honest, they just don't need replacing. So it's not something I'm going to go out and look for to spend a load of money on. So I'm just keeping these for the moment, keeping them going. Up next, we have my head guard of choice. Now, I've not had this, well, actually, I've had this a while, but to be honest, most of the gyms I go in now don't particularly wear head guards a lot, to be honest. Most of the guys that have been fighting a while, I'm happy to spar without one. They're happy to spar without one. We're not trying to take each other's heads off, but it's nice to throw in there. The main reason is if you have got someone at your gym who's got a fight coming up and they want to push the pace, really work on getting that almost that fight sort of sharpness, and they want to throw with more power, more speed, then I will put one on for them pretty much, because sometimes people don't like to go full force with someone without wearing a head guard, and it's not fair on them to be like, oh no. Sometimes you'll be like, yeah, I'm fine with it, but they just won't feel that comfortable pushing the pace on you, whereas I find throw one of these on and all of a sudden their pace changes completely. You feel a lot more of their power, they're pushing it much more, And that's kind of just because you're giving them that confidence to go because you got one on. Is that the right thing? Probably not, but it is often just the way it works. Throw them in there. Also, if you have other clubs coming down to your gym to spar with you, then usually in that situation, coaches like both fighters to have headguards on just to be safe. If anyone, we don't know the other fighters coming from the other gym per se. If they've got new fighters, you don't know how they're going to react to sparring. Most coaches like fighters to wear them in that sort of situation, so I have that in there for a minute. Like I said, I haven't used it a whole bunch. I've maybe worn it in like 4 sparring sessions, so can't really give my opinion on it. But the reason I purchased this one is just because it's got the full open face. I'm not a fan of having cheek things in your face, adjusting like your vision and that. And also, I find the full face bar ones, the bar just hits you straight in the nose. I'd rather take a punch to the nose, to be honest. And the cheek ones, I find push my cheeks right up. I don't know if I have funny cheekbones or whatever, but I find I just squish my eyes way too much and it makes it harder to see. So that's why I chose a open face one. Oh yeah, I think this is an Adidas ABA style one. I think that's what it's called. Adi H50HG is the name of that one apparently. Up next we have my favourite little luxury items in here. This is my expandable foam roller. So I will immediately say this is not the best foam roller out there. It's just one that compacts down and will fit in your gym bag. It's probably twice the weight of a standard foam roller, so what you gain on space saving you definitely add in weight itself. It's nice to throw in there. As you know, I love my foam rollers, and this one is pretty cool. It's much firmer than a standard foam roller as well, just because of the structure of it. It does have these little rubber feet on. But yeah, I love foam rolling. I think it's one of the best things. Releasing your back, I find it also helps you breathing, just helps you relax. Massive fan of foam rolling, so I leave that in there after a session, quick roll out. I will say, if your gym uses those soft foam mats, I try not to use it on the mats because it is so firm. I don't want it to pinch or pierce through. If one of these fell off, I don't know what's underneath. It might be like a little stick. So I try not to use it on the matting. I use it on the floor because obviously if you're foam rolling, it probably doesn't matter too much whether you're on soft floor or not. So I like to keep that in there. That's how small it goes. Cool little item. And then we're pretty much onto the gloves already. So I'll start with the bag gloves. So there's a review coming on these soon. These are the Leone GS080 Contact. I don't know why they're called Contact. Makes no sense to me when they're bag gloves. I don't use these too often, but I like to have them just because if I get there early, if I want to stay on and do a bit more. If you've done a hard session, you don't really whack on your like 16 or 12 ounces. You can chuck these on. They probably weigh around like 6-7 ounces, if that maybe. Do some light work, just some conditioning for your hands, for your shoulders, things like that. Work on some technique. So I like to keep those in there, just something little fun. Then we have my standard these are my kind of like go-to mitt work, bag work gloves. These are the Undisputed gloves. So these are something that I had made for a little project I was working on a little while ago with some good friends of mine. But yeah, I had these made. I still have multiple pairs there. So these are actually genuine leather, handmade in Pakistan. And I actually really ended up liking these gloves. They were just kind of like I don't know what you call them, like additional item to go along with what we were doing. More of like a fun piece, but I actually ended up really enjoying these gloves. I would do a review on them, but it seems a bit odd to do a review on something that A, isn't for sale, and B, you can't buy it for one. And it's like my own sort of item as well, so it'd be a little bit weird. But I really enjoy these. Maybe we'll give away a couple pairs to people. Maybe we'll send some out to different people. But the lining, you can see, it's just like it's a soft sort of, I don't know what you call that. It's a soft texture rather than like a, what would you call it? So this is like, it's not silky, is what I'm trying to say. It's more of a microfiber, sort of a very fine microfiber sort of feeling. So they are going to like keep smells in probably more than other gloves. But the padding gives you absolutely loads of padding over the knuckle area. They're 12 ounce, nice and light. They look pretty good. I like the Velcro strap, comes all the way around. You don't have any connection here. A lot of gloves have a little bit of elastic in there, but you don't have that. And to be honest, it doesn't bother me personally. Grip bar feels pretty good. I like the thumb position, and I actually just like the way they are. Obviously, when you do them up, you get this little bit here, but I think that's just part of being a smaller fighter wearing gloves. You get that quite a lot because you tighten them up so much. With hand wraps, it doesn't appear quite as bad. But yeah, so they're my current go-to mitt work, bag work sort of gloves. Every pair I've had has held up super well. I've probably opened like 3 pairs just for myself when I've just wanted to do some training and not had them on me. But I really enjoyed those at the moment. If you guys want a pair, we'll give a pair away in this video. So comment down below. Just put a random comment down and then, or actually pick the gloves that you're using at the moment. Tell me what gloves you're using at the moment and I'll pick out a random person and I'll send you a pair of these. In there again, I keep these little dehumidifiers. Just take some of the moisture out, make them last a little bit longer. Especially being like the more sort of microfiber sort of lining rather than the sort of silk lining. They do hold smells a bit more, I would say. Then get towards the end there, almost there. Got a gym towel for obvious things. Wipe and sweat off your face, sweat off your gloves before you put them away. And then the gloves which I'm holding now, these are my current sparring gloves. And to be honest, I don't know what it is about these, but Adidas gloves, my old ones are up here as well actually. Yeah, so these are like the older version of these, I would say. But I'm pretty sure these are like PVC leather again, whereas these are genuine leather. Something about Adidas foam in their gloves I really enjoy using. I know it's cheaper, I know they're a cheaper product. These are the Speed 501 sparring gloves. These are 16 ounce. They have the angled strap, black and gold, as you can see. But yeah, I really enjoy using these gloves. I don't know what it is. You get a nice silk, kind of like monogram print liner there. You've got the angled strap. The thumb fits well. The only difference between these that I found, it's not annoying, but just different to the much older version. As you can see, these fit much flatter, whereas the original ones are much more of a rounded glove, which personally I prefer a rounded glove. It's just something I found that I just find it more enjoyable to use. I think it makes the glove feel more narrower, so when you're throwing punches, it just feels easier to slip it through sort of guards and things like that. Easier to land round on your hooks, I personally find, but been using these lately. I still enjoy them. They're not my top favourite sort of sparring glove I've had, but they are somewhat similar to the Fly Superlace X. That's the cheaper, non-genuine leather version of the Flies, but these are actually genuine leather, which it does feel softer than the Flies. But padding, I would say, is firmer than the Flies, to be honest. Only ever so slightly. The Flies were quite a soft sort of glove. But I'm enjoying these at the moment. Velcro. I do really enjoy using lace-up gloves, but recently I've just kind of started veering away a little bit just because they're just a little bit more faff, and if you want a good fit on them, you do really need someone to lace them up for you. I know you can get the quick changes things to like convert them, but then I'm like, well, you might as well just buy Velcro gloves in the first place. Just makes no sense to me. But yeah, enjoying these. Hopefully I'll get some different gloves soon to do some more reviews for you guys. Obviously I have a review on these coming out soon. And yeah, that is pretty much it for the bag, guys. I don't have any dehumidifiers in these ones. Maybe I need to get some, but with the silk lining, they seem alright, and also have these little deodorizing balls in there, as you've seen in probably previous videos. And yeah, that is pretty much it, guys. That's everything that's currently in my gym bag. One thing that probably be missing, most notably, is a low blow guard. I've just not been wearing one lately, to be honest. It's the main reason for that. They take up room, and it was kind of like if I had to get rid of something, I kind of wasn't using it at the time. So I just thought it's the easiest thing to take out at the moment to fit in some extra things, such as the bag gloves and the little foam roller. But yeah, I'm in the market for a new one, but again, it's just finding something that fits nice and that I like. I did really like my winning one, but seeing them go up to almost like the £600 mark to purchase just was like, right, I'm selling this. I can replace other equipment that I need more than a low blow guard, and that was kind of my my thoughts on that. But yeah, if you guys have any questions, any gear in particular you guys want to see me try out, like you did with the Tony Jeffries rope, done a video on that. Might already be out, might be coming like next week. Let me know. And yeah, hopefully I'm trying to get back in the swing of things now, so hopefully videos will start coming out more regularly, and hopefully they'll actually get better as well, because I know my wording isn't great at the moment. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time.